I'm Andrea Earle, and this is Canvas Tip of the Day, number 36, Reimagining those old math time tests that we all hate. Let's be honest. After all the conceptual development, all the hands-on and the exploration, there comes a point where students just need to know certain things. They need to move certain math concepts from their short-term memory into their long-term memorization. And that's where time tests come in. But the traditional time tests are time-consuming, they're stressful, and often students feel very frustrated because they can't complete the tests in the given amount of time. So by using the Fast and Curious Protocol, combined with Canvas's new quizzes formula question, we can reimagine these time tests and help students build a growth mindset. Let me show you how it works. Let's start by building a new assessment in Canvas new quizzes. For all of my time tests, I give the same set of directions. You have 3 minutes to complete as many problems as you can. Focus on both speed and accuracy. You'll repeat this time test daily for 1 week. That's the Fast and Curious Protocol strategy. And I tell students they must have a minimum of 4 attempts. Their last score will become their grade for this assignment. And I say challenge yourself to beat your score and your time. And that's the key right there to building that growth mindset. While they need a minimum of 4 attempts, I've had students take these 20 and even 30 times because they want to beat their score. And I call these time tests fast attacks. The idea is that they want to be fast and hit those skills head on. Let me show you how I create the formula questions. This test is multiplication, basic multiplication. So I'm going to choose the formula question type. I'm just going to call it basic multiplication. And then all I'm going to do is I want the students to multiply 2 numbers together. And we're going to do for this just those 1-digit numbers. So x star y. So x times y. But I need to turn the x and the y into variables. So I'm going to add the backwards tick mark, which can be found in the top left-hand corner of your keyboard below the tilde. So I have x, and you'll notice it has become a variable down here. I'm going to do same thing with the y, add those back. It's like a backwards apostrophe. We're just going to do 0 through 10 up to 0 through 10. So that's your traditional multiplication chart. I don't want any decimals. My formula is x times y, x star y. But looking up here, I don't think I want the star for students to see. So how about x parentheses y? Let's go ahead and generate all the possible solutions. And here I have, this would be 4 times 6, 0 times 9, all the possible generated solutions. I simply select done, and now I have my question, 4 times 6. But I want students to have 20 of these. All I need to do is duplicate this same question 20 times. I now have 20 questions, and while they all look the same, they all say 4 times 6, they'll actually each be different as students view them. Let's go ahead and look at the preview. You'll notice in student view, each question is different, asking students to multiply 2 numbers, x and y. Now let's go ahead and exit the preview. Notice the quiz here is worth 20 points because I set each question to be worth 1. But when I did the original settings, I said I only wanted this whole assignment to be worth 5 points. Well, Canvas will automatically do the calculations and convert the 20 points into a 5-point scale. Now let's look at our settings. I don't need to shuffle the questions because they're the same question randomized. Obviously don't need to shuffle the answers, but I do want students only to see one question at a time. Do I want them to go backwards to answer a question? I'm going to say no for this. I don't want to require a code because students are going to have access to this quiz as often as they want. I am going to set a 2-minute time limit. That gives them about 30 seconds a question. I don't want to allow a calculator, but I do want to allow multiple attempts. Which score am I going to keep? I actually want to keep the latest score because I don't want students, once they get maybe a perfect or a very high score, I don't want them to stop practicing because we know that students learn through repetition. And that's how we transfer information from our short-term memory to our long-term memory. Unlimited attempts. I don't care if they only do it the 4 times that I've assigned it in class or if they do it 20 times. I actually want to encourage that growth mindset. So I want them to do it as often as they want. And I do not want to require time between attempts. Restricting students' view of results. I actually want students to see everything. I want them to show the points, the possible. I want their response. I want to know if it's incorrect, and I want to show the correct answer. So I want them to see immediately. That immediate feedback is so important. Now I go back to the build screen and I'm ready to go. When I return to preview, you can see that the time is set at the top. The directions are here and students are ready to answer the first question. When they answer, they go to next. And let's just say I get that one wrong, but you get the idea. And they work through the problems. It shows them what problem they're on. It gives them the next button. And it also shows this progress bar at the top. So they know how far through the assessment they are in the time. The Fast and Curious EduProtocol is a gamified way that you can help students practice mathematics fluency. It builds muscle memory and it helps students build confidence. It starts with 1 quick rep, immediate feedback, and then 1 more rep. The idea is that you keep repeating the same exact quiz every single day for a week. Now, I demonstrated just basic multiplication, but there are so many other fast attacks or fast and curious time tests that you could create. How about identifying absolute value, comparing integers, powers of 10, multiplying by 100, identifying complementary and supplementary angles? Any skill that you want students to transfer from their short-term memory to their long-term memory in the form of memorization is a perfect candidate for this strategy. And I encourage you to work with your team to create enough fast attacks for an entire school year. In my district, we've created 1 per week used by many of our middle school teachers and even some of our high school teachers to review skills that students should have mastered back in middle school. At the time of this recording, we can't share new quizzes across Canvas instances, but as soon as we can, I'll be sure and post all of these for you to use. I hope this video helps inspire you to use the power of Canvas to support long-term learning with your students. Thanks for watching.